Hello, so today we're going to install the Plan 9 2nd edition demo, which comes on 4 diskettes. Usually disk 1.img and 3.vds are what you'll grab off the internet. The 3 VDs need to be written to a just normal floppy image, I suppose. You don't want to DD them directly, you want to copy the files onto a existing floppy image. Disk 1 is actually bootable. I'm going to be using VirtualBox this time, and you can do this in QEMU. The only reason I'm using VirtualBox is because I find it easy to switch between floppy disks, and I need to rotate through 4 different disks, so this is going to come in handy. So for this install, you need an existing DOS install. I'm not sure if something like FreeDOS works. I just have a DOS install that I converted to a .vdi, and I've got the disk1.img loaded here, and I have the 3 other disk images already made up for the floppies. So I'm going to go through the install process, and it should show off what needs to happen. So let's get started. So with disk 1 loaded, it'll drop us immediately to the installer. It should recognize HD0, which should be the first IDE disk. This is the one that DOS is on, probably. You can try other partition layouts. I discovered that if DOS is not on the first partition, the installer gets a little unhappy and behaved strangely, so this is the format I would use. And just say proceed, and it'll see we're copying here. It says it is now installed. Press almost any key to continue. So what's going to happen now is we're going to set up a basic configuration here, and then we're going to go into DOS and boot, and it's going to bootstrap itself through DOS. The highest resolution configuration I was able to get working was 800 by 600 by 8. 640 by 480 seems to work. This is using the VGA output option. We're going to set mouse to PS2. Ethernet card I haven't played with much, so I don't think that matters. I don't think you even need to configure that. In theory, if you wanted to try installing the full ISO, you'd go in here and configure it. I haven't gotten it to recognize the ISO nicely yet, but I also haven't played with SCSI yet, so we'll see if that changes. I'll probably post about it at some point. You don't need to configure everything here. I'm just walking through it. CGA is what you want for the file system console. The only options that really matter are VGA, mouse, and file system console. I'm going to save configuration. Looks like a normal plan9.ini. And it gives us instructions on how to start Plan 9 from DOS. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go in. I want to remove the disk 1 so it boots us into DOS. Just give it a moment here. Alright. And actually, if we just dir, we'll see there's a Plan 9 directory. And we can do Plan 9 \B. And it loads us into this nice, cute little installer. So we have several options here. They're pretty self-explanatory. Now, the CD-ROM, again, if you figure out how to do that, please let me know. I haven't gotten it to work yet, but I've gotten the diskettes to work, so we're going to do that. Same instructions as before. And we're going to overwrite the existing system since it's just the bootstrap. It wants us to put diskette 2 in now. So I'm going to go over here and do that. There it goes. Pretty quick. Put in disk 3. Pretty quick. And put in disk 4. Alright. Now, at this point, I had to do something a little bit funky. In theory, you'd select make the newly installed Plan 9 the default, and you hit reboot, and something would happen. Oh, I need to remove the disk 4. but as you'll see probably, it's just going to drop us into DOS. Then we can go in and do plan9 \B, and it puts us back here. So what we actually have to do at this point is we go back up to devices, we're going to go over to floppy drives, we're going to select disk 1 and put disk 1 back in, restart the machine. This should look familiar. Go through all this again, and we're going to do reconfigure the installation. I'm just going to go through the minimal options here. And then we get this extra prompt, file system installation or an active Plan 9 system. We want to select an active Plan 9 system. Give it the same disk. Go up, we want to take disk 1 out. We'll let it reboot. It's going to give us this, that's fine. We're going to reboot it again. And this will drop us down to DOS. And do plan9 \B again. Oh, and we get this new prompt. Root is from, and it autofills this for us. User none, this is the default. This is the only user the install comes with. There is no Glenda user. Oh, well that looks a little gross. I actually messed this up. You're supposed to only use monochrome. But this is actually a good learning lesson because we can go back and show how to reconfigure the install, which is pretty intuitive. We just load disk 1, reset the box. And this is what you do if you break your install at any point with the demo, is we go through this whole dialog, we reconfigure. I'm going to set to monochrome, so it's going to be 800 by 600 by 1. Set the mouse, set the file system console, save configuration, save. Set it to an active Plan 9 system. Go up, remove the floppy disk, reboot. Starts into DOS, just how we'd expect. Plan9 \B. Hit enter, and ta-da! And we'll hit yes to start the Windows system. And here we go. We're at Plan 9 2nd edition, the demo. Pretty handy. We have Acme. We have Sam. Technically we have Mothra. Wow. Various AT&T home pages. We can do normal window things, reshape this, give it more of the screen. Gives us a cute little startup page. Local startup, Plan 9 version. There's not a lot on here, not a lot on the default install. We'll see in bin that it's very small. If we du-a/bin, it's really not a lot. One handy thing, if you want to easily edit your DOS install, is just for you, in /n, it mounts your different disk drives. So we can look in the different folders and see the C drive is mounted for us. And if you really wanted to, you could come in here and edit your Plan 9, or, well, you could edit your Plan 9.ini if you really wanted. But yeah, that's about all there is to it. It gives you instructions on how to halt the file system. Disk/cam kfscmd halt. So I can do that now. And we'll see the file system halted just fine. That's all. Hopefully once I get the ISO install working, I'll make a video for how to do that, and I'll probably throw up a guide on PostNix. Good luck on getting your installs going.